welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. Up this time is a game called Kingdom Tales. An ancient prophecy proclaims one day the mighty dragons will seek new territory to claim as their own. The day has come, the prophecy has been fulfilled. Now only the most courageous and just of the leaders will be able to forge a friendship between mankind and the dragons. Step into the role of the steadfast and altruistic leader whose quest is to ensure the safety and prosperity of all the people and the creatures in the kingdom. In Kingdom Tales, you will explore the land, gather, produce, and trade resources, build and repair subjects' homes and community structures, and work to increase your subjects' levels of happiness. Along your journey, you will meet druids, forest fairies, trolls, dragons, and other exciting creatures while racing against the clock to complete tasks in this gorgeous and fun time management strategy game. So this is another one of not just a time management strategy game. It's a casual focused one of these.
Yeah, there's a time limit for stuff, but you can like turn that off. So,
hmm like, and we were given the Nintendo Switch version of this. So over to the Galax.
it's pretty much what it says on a tin. So the first thing I would note is that the Switch is probably not the optimal console to play this on unless you're doing it handheld, because this is a game that is designed to be played pretty much exclusively with a mouse. And the usual, for some goddamn reason, implementation of that on the Switch is using the right stick and right trigger button, which is not a whole lot of fun, let me tell you. So I played what I played of this with the touchscreen after I remembered that that was probably an option, which took me a minute.
At least you remembered.
Yeah, so the first, significant amount of, the first 3 worlds, basically, of this, each of which is, 5 stages, they're not worlds, they're, segments of the world map, are very simple and formulaic. You have a time limit. You have a very narrow list of specific goals to implement, but you don't even get magic until, the third area, I don't think. So I was most of the way through the second, and I still didn't have it. So it's literally just you click on. You have, it's kind of like a 4X game almost, except for without any of the X's. You click on the building. You click on specific plots to build stuff. But what you can build is limited to, not by the spot, but by the mission. And eventually you gain the ability to build whatever you want in whatever spot. But there's always goals like getting rid of obstacles, or you have to build your residences up to a certain level, which gets you taxes, which you can use to buy materials from the stone worker. And then you need a well to keep your people happy, because if they can't drink, they're not happy, you know. It's just generally really simple. There's usually a pretty clearly obvious route. I did play on the mode where you do actually have to, go fast. And even with that, I was only on some of the very latest stages I got to was I having much trouble with completing it and still getting the bonus. And even then, I was still, close. I wasn't failing by a lot. The story is, I mean, there's certainly spend a certain amount of time on the story, but it's a pretty simple story, just making your way through the thing. And I mean, I don't know, maybe at the end it gets fancier when you get closer to the dragons and stuff, but it's it's really simple. You're just clicking on stuff when it's ready to be clicked on generally. And you occasionally get to make decisions about which which order you want to improve stuff in to be more efficient. There apparently are secret bonuses in at least some of the stages, and I didn't find what any of those were. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Actually, looking at it, the PC layout is already better, I think. Can you where can you see what the goal? Yeah, you can see what the goals are at the top, and when you click on a thing to do a thing, you can see that at the bottom bar on the screen. That's better than having them be sidebars that pop in when you get to a point, because then you can't see like your goals and what your menu at once. So that was always a little bit annoying. Also, I guess there is a little bit of meta strategy um, of like putting stuff in places where they can get either to the castle or to the other places. Like you want the well to be somewhere where you can get to it from any of the houses fairly quickly. There's just not really a whole lot to this. I feel like we getting a sequel, and I hope they expand on the mechanics or at least get you into more of the stuff faster. Because there's only so fast you can do these things.
Yeah, that I find is a pretty common facet of these casual-focused strategy titles. They're fine for what they are, but they're pretty simple and limited in scope by design. I mean, see also our review on two of the Moai titles we did a few weeks back.
Like, it's not a bad game, but it's almost more of a like mindless time-killing game rather than I mean, there is some strategy, but there's not a lot of strategy because the number of places where you can put stuff is usually limited, and often some of it is like you have to, if you just spend money to clear all of the obstacles right off the bat, then you won't have enough for a while to be able to actually do anything else, which is bad. So yeah, I don't know. The music was kind of generic fantasy type music. The art, the art seems like slightly half-assed. Like, I don't want to say it's terrible or anything, but it's not great. You know? I don't want to say it's like that bad because there's something to it, but it's just, it's like the rattle like a platformer of RTSs or whatever.
It's not an RTS.
I know, but it's like it's super simple for that. I mean, there is a time limit, and the time limit starts as soon as you first click. It is real time. It's just there's not much actual strategy.
Fair enough. So, oh boy, pricing. This okay. Yeah.
Not only it's long. If you want something to spend a lot of time on, you can do that.
Well, here's the thing. Not only do we have a price disparity, it's a fucking canyon between the PC and the Switch versions. Once again, this is owing up to the fact that the PC and the Switch versions were handled by different publishers. So we often see this kind of thing. But the PC version clocks in at $3, and the Switch version clocks in at $9.99, so $10.
Wow.
For the amount of effort and content in this, I'm more inclined to say that the $3 is closer to what I would pay for it.
Right. But that is...
I mean, I guess you could make the argument for the amount of time that the game has in it, but I don't think that's a good argument.
Right. I don't think anyone's countering that argument here.
Nope.
But once again, I'm going to point out that this game is $6 more on the Switch with a worse control scheme.
I mean, you can use touchscreen mode it's
Yeah.
not too bad if you use touch. Although you have to double click a lot with the touchscreen, so
Yeah.
Mm.
And a worse layout as well.
yeah, slightly worse layout.
So, I mean, I guess, yeah, you can get the Switch version, but I mean, from my vantage point, I couldn't really recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
But
What do you think, Petty?
Yeah, Switch version is a no from me. Oh
Indeed.
God.
yeah, Twilight.
Yeah, I have to agree about
Yeah.
the Switch version thing.
All right then.
Like, if you
So
could just use the fucking left stick and the normal goddamn buttons, it wouldn't be as bad. We
Yeah, I
had this
think
problem with some of the point and click hidden object games that we've had. So
yeah, from this very publisher, no less. I
Hmm.
think you brought this up.
I guess the benefit to this is you can just one hand it with one Joy-Con.
Right.
But even then, I'd rather it be the left Joy-Con than the right Joy-Con. So I don't know.
Duly noted. All right. So, anything else on Kingdom Tales here? Oh, I guess not. Yeah,
Not
so
really. Sorry.
it's fine. So yeah, that'll about do it for this installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. The week ahead, coming up on Wednesday, February 3rd, our good friend John Pickett of Manga Gamer will be back on the program. We'll be talking about a couple of visual novels. I mean, and I apparently keep having to tell John this every time, but it's like, if you're going to give me the choice between the full-on hentai visual novel and the adult visual novel that you've edited for Steam, I'm going to pick the Steam version because, okay, it may take a while to get to the sexual content, but you've edited that other one to be reasonably safe for fucking streaming on Twitch.
And
Mhm.
I will download the adult content patch because if I'm going to be spending my time with a goddamn visual novel that is way longer than I prefer to spend on visual novels, it had better at least have actual tits in it.
Well, yeah, so we're going to be showcasing a game called Fuck Me Royally.
Adam, it's pronounced.
Never do that again.
It's officially spelled with F and 3 X's.
I know. We can say the word, we just can't have it in the fucking title, literally.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, that is a pun because the main character is a princess. So, yeah, we are. The fucking is quite literal here. It's just in the Steam version, you can't really see the fucking. Like, um, apparently, according to John, that this is a title that it's an all ages version, but that got regulated to the adult side of Steam. I'm like, he figures it's because that title they picked. They could have used they blotted out the fuck, but they still got F dash 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 here or asterisk. Like, point being, you still called it Fuck Me Royally. Don't be surprised you got regulated to the adult section.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, the other one sounded a little bit more
Right. The other
romantic,
title,
at least.
yeah,
I don't know.
the other title we'll be talking about is Wanting Wings, an adult Yuri title. But once again, adult title. He assured me that the adult content would come, in a while, which we have featured other visual novels, but we'll talk about Wanting Wings. We will be showcasing on the stream, Fuck Me Royally because you edited that to be safe for fucking broadcast. Bottom fucking line, I don't want my Twitch channel banned. And anything to mitigate that risk, I'm going to select. So, you know, like I said, and this is a conversation I have with him every time it comes to him be on the show, because I don't know, like, did they just
Like,
stop?
it's not that we have any problem with that. It's that we have a problem with potentially getting our Twitch channel banned or something.
Yes, and this comes up, like, and I'm like, 10 times out of 10, I'm going to pick the safer option, because we're not fucking large enough to survive the playing with the fire. If the fucking Twitch police see that, they're going to ban us. That's just the state of things. Anyway, coming up, we do have a Friday show. We'll be having Dan of Thunderbox Entertainment, and we'll be showcasing a game called The Captain is Dead, which is a frantic and fun board game. The Captain is Dead puts you in the charge of a crew of members of a siege starship. You must coordinate with the crew to repair critical systems and fend off hostile aliens, or you will share the captain's fate. From the chief engineer, weapons officer, and visiting admiral, all the way down to the ensigns and the ship's janitor, you must combine your unique talents to avoid utter annihilation into the cold depths of space. So we were given 3 codes of this, because, morning crew. But, yeah. Petty and Galix, you're probably going to be tag teaming in the display of this.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure you have it downloaded and installed by Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, of course, we'll be having the requisite episode of Last News Desk on the Left on Wednesday as well. So, and be sure to catch that at its new home on Max's Twitch channel. Like, that was a bit jarring, but it doesn't seem like we lost any audience or we made up the difference. Choose a pick there. Anyway, so until Wednesday, I shall wish you good gaming.